Christian Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Restored, Partnering with God in Transforming Our Broken Places by Meshali Mitchell. Foreword by Lisa Harper. Narrated by Meshali Mitchell. To my amazing family, whom I love and cherish so deeply, and to everyone who needs the restoration only Jesus offers. Foreword. I love Meshali, so I opened this beautiful book for the first time with a wide smile and high expectations. I wasn't at all surprised to find it rife with biblically sound truisms, but this one observation startled me. He has leveled the ruins of my life and erected beauty in its place. When I read that sentence, I paused, put the book down, and walked over to my desk to get a highlighter because I wanted to remember it. Frankly, if I weren't a conservative 60-year-old Bible teacher living in the Deep South, I'd be sorely tempted to tattoo it somewhere on myself because I think it's such a profound synopsis of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And while the concept of restoration is all too familiar in Christian culture as we proclaim it from pulpits and embed it in our song lyrics, we Christ followers in the developed world tend to conveniently forget that something must be broken, effectively ruined, before restoration can take place. When I first brought my daughter Missy home from Haiti, after an arduous adoption journey, I assumed we'd navigated the hardest part of our story. Mind you, I'd read an entire shelf full of books about what to expect when expecting and had spent most of my discretionary shoe money on counseling with a therapist specializing in international adoptions, but I still wasn't prepared for all the emotional intricacies of parenthood. Because someone else's opinion can't fully prepare you for your child's first projectile food poisoning experience after enthusiastically ingesting a bowl full of bad shrimp. Nor can someone else's empathy hold your baby girl while she sobs over her first mother's death. Navigating the unexpected and processing pain are uniquely personal experiences. Plus, pain is relative. Your child might suffer with the effects of the flu for a few days, or your child might suffer with a debilitating disease for the rest of their life. You might have a fight with your spouse that leaves your heart bruised, or you might go through a divorce that leaves your heart battered. Some people lose their jobs as the result of downsizing, and some people lose their breasts as the result of cancer. Some hardships leave faint scars on our psyches, while others leave jagged fissures that slice all the way to the marrow of our souls. Yes, pain is relative, but it's unavoidable. No one gets through this life unscathed, y'all. Every single one of us will deal with pain and suffering at some level, and any grown-up who insists they haven't is either lying, mentally disturbed, or has amnesia. Now, before you stop listening to this book, this harvest of all the blood, sweat, and tears Meshali has sowed across the room, before you picked it up thinking it was about restoration and not depression, here's the good news. God's compassion and glory are often highlighted in the milieu of human hardship. Remember the 33 Chilean miners who were trapped underground for 69 days in 2010? An estimated 1 billion people watched the dramatic live television coverage of their rescue. Yet weeks prior to their heartwarming rescue, when their fate looked to be sealed over 2,000 feet below the surface, 19-year-old miner Jimmy Sanchez sent a letter via a drilled air vent to the surface that read, in part, "There are actually 34 of us down here because God has never left us." And Jose Henriquez, who functioned as a lay pastor to his trapped crewmates, later expounded on God's palpable presence. God didn't need any doors to get down there in the middle of the mine where we were. Every time we called on his name, he came. He was there, and he was present. Henriquez described how 1 week before they were rescued, he held a worship service and preached the gospel to his friends. When his fellow miners, who'd become like brothers during their grueling 2-month ordeal, were presented with this opportunity to dedicate their lives to Jesus Christ, 22 of them professed their faith in him. The very last thing the 33 did before ascending to safety was to gather around the rescue capsule and pray, praising God for saving their lives. Henriquez now refers to the 69 days they spent trapped in the mine as God's accident because he believes God used it to make himself known. The honest awareness of our own brokenness, coupled with the cognizance that self-rescue isn't an option, is a necessary catalyst for spiritual rescue and restoration. Sadness is not the opposite of hope. It's the smoke signals our broken hearts send for help. The rocks our souls painstakingly drag to the beach to spell out SOS when we feel stranded on the island of suffering. Sorrow proves that while we may be running...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?